Good morning, this is Keloland on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A weekend drug bust in Roberts County is being called the largest fentanyl seizure in South Dakota history. Officials say it happened during a traffic stop on Saturday. A deputy and tribal officer found over 16 pounds of the deadly drug, including 53,000 counterfeit pills.
That's enough fentanyl to poison nearly 3.7 million people, which is more than 4 times the population of South Dakota. Authorities say 2 suspects have been arrested but haven't released their names. Authorities in Harrisburg are asking for the public's help in solving a recent vandalism. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office says it happened at new buildings for the baseball diamonds at Central Park near Liberty Elementary.
Several areas of concrete and electrical boxes were spray painted, while some other concrete was damaged. If you know anyone who may have done the damage, you're asked to call the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers. Gifts you bought online will soon be arriving at your doorstep, and so too will porch pirates.
Sioux Falls police say while it is convenient to have packages arrive at your home, you should also consider picking up the gift from the delivery company. You can also schedule a time for the package to be delivered when you are home or have a neighbor grab it for you.
It's not always practical to do, and certainly there's a convenience factor. It's nice to come home and find the package already delivered, but you have to realize that packages tend to disappear. There are people that drive around or walk around looking specifically for packages, and if they see them, they're going to take them.
If your package is missing and the delivery company says it was delivered, you could reach out to your local police department to do a theft complaint.
Now let's get a check of our forecast with meteorologist Scott Munn. Snow to start the day, Scott.
Snow to start the day, cold temperatures to end the day, snowfall amounts will range anywhere from 2 to maybe 5 inches. As we do go through the afternoon, that snow will taper off 2 to 5 going in Sioux Falls and Yankton, 2 to 5 in Worthington. Things will be less than that to the north and to the west. As we do take a look at our forecast for today, temperatures in the 20s, starting in the teens in western and northern Keloland. We'll see those numbers rebound to the 20s. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thanks, Scott. Guests of the Bishop Dudley Hospitality House lost a close friend this weekend with the death of Bishop Paul Swain.
Swain spearheaded the effort to create the emergency shelter in Sioux Falls, which opened its doors back in 2015. He was a regular visitor to the shelter for many years.
He'd come to tour when we have our tours here. When we'd have open house, he would stop by. You know, this was something that was near and dear to his heart because he loved people, and he loved people who were getting the help that they needed.
Shields says Swain even planned to spend his retirement volunteering at the Bishop Dudley House, but the pandemic prevented him from doing so. The Bishop Dudley is hosting another open house for the public on Thursday afternoon. The remains of a World War II airman from Eureka, South Dakota will soon be returning home. Officials say 23-year-old U.S. Army Air Force's Staff Sergeant Walter Nees was accounted for back in August. In 1944, he was a tail gunner on a bomber that was forced to crash land.
The crew was captured by Germans and sent to a prisoner of war camp. Nees died after being shot. German reports say he was trying to escape, but fellow prisoners say he was shot while on his way to the latrine. Nees will be buried on December 9th in Eureka. A video shows dead and dying snow geese along the Missouri River near Yankton. Monty James says he was out looking for pheasants when he came upon what he described as piles of dead birds. One even appears to be experiencing a head tremor.
James said it looks like there were very little rotting, so he believes many of the birds died recently. Keloland News has reached out to South Dakota Game, Fish and Parks Department about the birds. The FDA approved a new drug to treat type 1 diabetes. The autoimmune disease attacks the cells that make insulin.
Stanford researchers say it is the first treatment for type 1 diabetes other than insulin. The drug works by calming our immune system and delaying the destruction of insulin-producing cells.
This is the first time that we have something to offer that's not just replacing insulin. And one of the challenges is, a lot of people say, well, you already have a treatment for diabetes, you have insulin. Treating with insulin, especially in a child, is not a trivial procedure.
90% of kids and young adults who develop type 1 diabetes have no family history of the disease. That's why Sanford has set up the Pledge Study. Parents can enroll their kids for free and get an early diagnosis of diabetes or celiac disease. The Angel Tree is back at locations across Keloland.
The Salvation Army's Angel Trees are accepting gifts now until December 24th. All the gifts collected go to the organization's Toy Town, where families in need can come and pick out gifts to give to their kids for Christmas.
Well, to give you an idea, last year we had over 1,000 parents, close to 4,000 children. So you can imagine the number of gifts that we need to have to take care of them kids. So it's kind of we actually ran out of certain things last year and we had to go back to buy some more.
They accept gifts for kids ages newborn to 13. The area of gifts they need the most right now are kids ages 10 to 13.
And that's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, today we have winter weather advisories in effect for several communities of southeast Keloland, Yankton, Vermilion, Parker, Canton, Sioux Falls, southwest Minnesota through Slayton, Worthington, and then all of our northwest Iowa counties. So, snow and slick conditions. Plan accordingly today. We're starting the day here. Sioux Falls about 1.5 inches of snow as of 7 a.m. Those temperatures not moving a lot. I would say low to mid-20s. The snow line, now while Sioux Falls will be involved with this through midday, things will be tapering off. Obviously there by 3 p.m. you notice a clear shift in the snowfall east of Highway 71. And I think at that point we're pretty much wrapping it up. But the wind is still a problem. It's going to be 20 to 30. So what that does is it just picks up enough of that loose snow, blows or skates across the roads, especially in the open countryside. Tomorrow it maintains many areas of Keloland, at least 15 to 30, and you combine that with the chilly temperatures, we'll have some sub-zero wind chills tomorrow, especially early in the morning, as temperatures will be coldest at that point. 2 to 5 inches storm total. Sioux Falls, Yankton, and Worthington will pick up a little more than that. Spencer, Iowa, and headed northeast. Here's a closer look at the wind. Again, that's your 6 o'clock this evening time frame. See how it's even including Rapid City. So even though we're not talking the snow there, we're talking wind. And it doesn't change a lot into tomorrow morning. Eventually, it'll taper off tomorrow afternoon somewhat. And one other side note, there's a south wind kicking in gear late Wednesday night, starting West River. I'm beginning to think this could be a bit more of a problem in southwest Minnesota, northwest Iowa, especially if this is even in the ballpark on these wind numbers here on Thursday morning. We start gusting over 40 on the Buffalo Ridge, and it'll pick up snow again. So we're now having to think about those things in the forecast. Well, let's jump into our numbers here today. Those 20s out there, Sioux Falls 27, Mitchell 27, Chamberlain 26. Lows tonight, 12 above in Sioux Falls with clearing skies. Those winds will be strongest East River. Tomorrow, west wind, Sioux Falls 20 to 35 will not feel warm. And even that 34 on Thursday, technically warmer, but with the wind we're anticipating on Thursday morning, you do have to take that into consideration. Friday, maybe we hit the low 40s. The snow on the ground will make a difference on that. And then guess what? There's more wind, maybe some snow chances Friday night. Aberdeen, we're forecasting that. I think it'll set up a little colder forecast Saturday. And one more note, Monday next week, Monday, Tuesday, we're starting to watch a possible snowstorm in parts of the upper Midwest and Northern Plains. Early to call specifics on that, but that could coincide with a big Arctic plunge lurking into that first full week of December. Sounds like winter, doesn't it? Check out details online at keloland.com.